Welcome to a gloriously sunny Castle Combe, my home circuit here in Wiltshire, and we're looking forward to the first race of the fifth meeting of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. Richard, it's over to you.
Thanks, Rachel. The championship leader, Harry Gooding, qualifies on pole position with Callum Hawkins-Rowe alongside. Second row, Cameron Pugh and Bradley Burns, followed by Nicholas Reeve and Ronan Quinn. Then it's Jack Davidson and Lewis Kent. Ninth on the grid, Angus Dudley. Sikander Hussain qualified 10th. Danny Harrison and Ben Swift on row 6, followed by Lachlan Behrman and Elliot Wilson. Christopher McKenzie is 15th and James Hillary completes the grid in 16th place. Championship leader then, Harry Gooding on pole position. Elliot Wilson runs second in the championship. Elliot down in 14th place on the grid. Great start though by Gooding in the orange and blue car. But good start too from fourth on the grid by Bradley Burns. The red car with the black roof has gone up into second place. Burns running a little bit wide there, I think touched the grass. Hopefully won't affect momentum too much. Coming now down in towards Quarry Corner for the first time. Christopher McKenzie looking up the inside line there. In fact, he's cleared the red and white car, but it's Harry Gooding who is in lead position. Bradley Burns in second. Callum Hawkins-Rowe in white is third. Then it's Cameron Pugh, Guildford-based youngster, is in fourth position. Then we've got Nicholas Reeve in the orange car with the white roof, running in fifth place. And this is the fifth meeting, as Rachel Thorne said at the start of the programme. We've had 5 different pole position sitters, or setters, in this year. So that's how competitive it's been. A different name at the top of the qualifying sheets for each round. We started off, of course, at Snetterton. It was Elliot Wilson pole there. Carlito Moracco's moved on from the championship now. He was pole at Silverstone. Cameron Pugh at Rockingham. James Waite last time out at Snetterton. And Harry Gooding, who's now got the complete set because Harry got a fastest lap in round 4 at Silverstone. He's had 3 wins already. Now he's got a pole position in Fiesta Junior racing to add to his career. And this is a competitive championship, so any driver who takes win, fastest lap or pole position can be rightly proud of doing so. Burns coming down towards us into Bobby's. There is the 41 car of Callum Hawkins-Rowe now up into second place. Bradley Burns is in third place, and my apologies, that's the S's, not Bobby's, because we're looking at the run out of that chicane there. And from the S's they come down through Old Paddock Bend into Hammerdown into Tower Corner, where they are now, and you can see Ronan Quinn piling the pressure on Cameron Pugh, who in turn is looking at the inside line of Nicholas Reeve. Wasn't quite room there. Reeve in the orange car with the white roof. Bradley Burns is still ahead of them, the youngster from Alton. Bradley, one of the ever-presents in this year's championship, started in this championship in August last year at Silverstone. I tell you what, Harry Gooding is really starting to get away and leading this one in convincing style. First year driver Harry Gooding. Oh, we've got a straight on moment there for Ronan Quinn, I think that was. Let's hope that Ronan's okay. You can see another yellow car in the mix as well, which is Angus Dudley, but Ronan Quinn's car is yellow and blue, and I think he had a problem. He's actually dropped back a little bit. He's still on circuit. So Ronan Quinn has indeed dropped back just a tad, but Gooding's still the leader. Callum Hawkins-Rowe in second place, Bradley Burns in third. Burns still coming under pressure from Nicholas Reeve, and then it's Cameron Pugh behind him. Just a handful of drivers have won races in this championship so far this year. Bradley Burns is a winner. Harry Gooding, of course, having won 3 times. Elliot Wilson has won twice. Carlito Maraco, also race-winning driver, who appears on this year's... Oh, and Ronan Quinn, in fact, is off the track. The Finsport car. Let's hope that he can... Oh, we've got a driving standards flag being shown on that very clear graphic at race control. And it's car number 41, Callum Hawkins-Rose, running in second place. Now, Callum here, if he continues to... It's going to be for track limit. So if he continues to do that, he may well end up with a penalty. But, of course, we'll concentrate on what is going on track. And at the moment, Callum is coming under big pressure from Bradley Burns in second. Nick Reeve right behind them as well. So out of the S's, Callum Hawkins-Rowe looking pretty good at the moment. So Jam Sport 1 and 2. Jam Sport, the team run by Jamie Going, who runs in the Fiesta Senior Championship. And these 14 to 17-year-olds that we're watching here will perhaps see Fiesta Seniors as a way forward. The drivers can move on to senior formula at the age of 16. So technically, it's a 3-year programme that you can do. We've got a full course caution and safety car, which I think is for Ronan Quinn's car, which has sadly gone off, and that lead that was built by Harry Gooding is now going to be diminished. Into pit lane comes Cameron Pugh. So Cameron's got some problems, which is a shame. So let's hope Cameron can rejoin us. Regular up in the top 10 of the championship. Well, back racing here at Castle Combe, and immediately you can see Bradley Burns having a good go, and a very good look indeed at Callum Hawkins-Rowe, who's in second place. I think they've all made a pretty good restart. There were no problems at all with Harry Gooding's restart. You can see a little bit of cement dust there at Tower, which is from one of the Fiesta Senior races, and I was talking before the safety car about these drivers and which route they will take after moving on from Fiesta Juniors. We've seen a lot of drivers moving up into the Fiesta Senior Championship. Aaron Thompson, JJ Ross, to name 2 drivers, but we've also got graduates moving up into the likes of BTCC. The first graduate for that was Aidan Moffat, and we've got other drivers on the touring car programme. Charlie Liddell, podium finisher in Clio Cup this year, running with Wayne Eason's team. Wayne, of course, long associated with Fiesta Senior Championship. So this particular championship, although a fairly young championship, has already brought a lot of very, very good drivers into British motor racing. There in 38 is Lewis Kent, followed by James Hillary in the black car. But we go back to the race leader, and it's Harry Gooding. Callum Hawkins-Rowe's got the fastest lap of the race, but we've had confirmation he has picked up a flag for track limits. Now, whether the fastest lap was on a track limits lap remains to be seen. But look at Gooding, very well clear at the moment. So Gooding, 3 wins, 6 career podia for him, all in this one season. So Harry Gooding, this effectively coming from Bridgewater, his home circuit. So I think looking back to last year, Nathan Edwards it was who took his first and indeed only Fiesta Junior win at this race, and has gone on into the Senior Championship, won the first race here. We're talking about the cement dust from the incident in the Fiesta Senior race, and that was won by Nathan Edwards. So the other race here last year won by Michael Higgs, who's got the career record for the most number of starts in junior racing. Now, whether this man out front will eclipse the number of starts that have been set by Michael Higgs remains to be seen. One thinks that coming up for his 4th win, that he may well want to move on from Fiesta Junior racing sooner rather than later. Championship leader, another win in the offing here for Harry Gooding, and he's dealt with this very well indeed. Hasn't necessarily had to race wheel to wheel, but he's done the pressure things. He got the car off the line. He led, he's put in some superb laps, track position has been faultless, had to deal with the restart of course as well. So it's been a good drive from Harry Gooding out front, and as I say, looking for career win number 4. Callum Hawkins-Rowe immediately behind him. He's been knocking on the door of a first win for some time. Had a podium in round 3. That was his first finish in the championship, and then had a retirement in round 4. Had another 2 podia at Rockingham. We know that Callum is a very quick driver and a winner in waiting, but winning this one and coming around Camp Corner for the last time to see the checkered flag is Harry Gooding. Win number 4 for him. Second position on the track is Callum Hawkins-Rowe. Bradley Burns is 3rd. Nicholas Reeve comes in 4th, but there's a switch round. Gooding wins from Bradley Burns after the time penalty for Hawkins-Rowe. Nick Reeve in 3rd, then Lewis Kent and Angus Dudley, followed by Ben Swift. Christopher Mackenzie 8th, Elliot Wilson 9th, Danny Harrison in 10th. But Callum Hawkins-Rowe gets the consolation of the fastest lap.
I was a bit worried about the restart because I had a good gap and it sort of bunched it up, but I managed to get a good jump on Callum off the start and just managed to pull away and get a good gap and then end up winning it. Yeah.
I just kind of kept my head down and thought, right, any opportunity, send it in. Fortunately, Cam just opened up the door. I thought, right, don't need to give me any more room than that. Right in.
How have you been enjoying Castle Combe this weekend?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Fast track. Not my favourite, but doing well so far.
Why is it not your favourite? I mean, it's not showing in your results.
It's just I prefer a bit more twists and turns.
Too fast for you?
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it, though.
Yeah, it's a good track though, but not my favourite.
Well, Castle Combe has certainly provided us with absolutely glorious weather to go racing with this weekend. And behind me, the BRSCC Fiesta Juniors are waiting to go out for their second race. So it's over to you, Richard.
Thanks, Rachel. Harry Gooding starts on pole. Bradley Burns alongside, followed by Nick Reeve and Callum Hawkins-Rowe. Third row, Lewis Kent and Angus Dudley. Then it's Ben Swift and Christopher Mackenzie, followed by Elliot Wilson and Danny Harrison. Jack Davidson, 11th from James Hillary. Lachlan Behrman and Cameron Pugh on row 7, row 8. Completing the grid is Ronan Quinn, of course, non-finisher in race number 1. Well, this is round 10 of the championship, about to get underway. Lighting sequence should start. It's underway. 2 on, 3 on now. The nerves are going to be jangling at the front of the grid. Lights go out. Very quick start. Look at that. Looks like a pretty good start by Lewis Kent. We're in car with Lachlan Behrman from the 7th row of the grid, already making progress. Remember, Lachlan was on the podium at Snetterton, and he wants to make progress. This is such a very, very competitive field. I think Angus Dudley maybe touched the back end of Callum Hawkins-Rowe there, and Callum is down in 3rd place. Lewis Kent has got up to 2nd. Harry Gooding, the leader, back in car with Lachlan. Here we come into the S's for the first time. You can see how these youngsters throw the car in. Oh, very good car control there from Callum Hawkins-Rowe in 3rd position. Could have lost it, but carries on with it. Cameron Pugh down towards the back of the field at the moment, but it's Gooding from Kent. Hawkins-Rowe is next. We've got some great dicing going on all the way here. Challenge from James Hillary on Elliot Wilson. Good move by him. Elliot Wilson, remember, double winner at Snetterton earlier on this year. Only double winner of the year so far, in terms of at the same meeting, we should say. Callum Hawkins-Rowe up into 2nd place now. Lewis Kent is in 3rd. 4th place. Oh, and we'll come back to 4th place in a minute because we're in car with Danny Harrison. Started in 10th place on the grid, the number 19. Danny only finished outside the top 10 once, which was the first race of the year at Snetterton. He joined us for the last meeting of last year, and he's got a problem. He's going straight on. He's got the brakes on, and that, yeah, he's furious about that, as you can see. Could have been worse, though, for him. Could have been a much bigger impact. And Castle Combe, a circuit that can really hurt if you get things wrong. And Danny Harrison becomes our first retirement of the race as we pick up on Bradley Burns chasing the yellow car of Angus Dudley. Ben Swift up ahead of them, so Ben Swift in the number 5. You can see the race leaders away. We've got the safety car coming out. That is going to be to recover Danny Harrison's car. Danny, thankfully, is okay and scrambles away over the tyre wall and will await the recovery of his car to get him back into the paddock. That is the meeting over, though, sadly, for Danny Harrison. Next meeting for the Fiesta Juniors. Hope you can join us. It's on the national circuit at Silverstone on the weekend of the 28th of August. So we've put the good weather already, and I'm sure there'll be a big grid. You'll be able to see whether Harry Gooding will maintain the lead of the championship, which he looks like maintaining here in round number 10 of the championship. From there, the run into the close of the season, we've got Anglesey on the 25th of September and the Brands Hatch Formula Ford Festival on the 23rd of October. All of those two-day meetings. Normally we have the two races on the Sunday and testing, practice and qualifying on day one Saturday, which gives the guys a chance to fettle the cars overnight if they're not quite happy with them. Cameron Pugh at the back of the field, prolonged safety car whilst we deal with Danny Harrison's car, and it's Harry Gooding that leads this one, extended his championship lead after race number 1. He was the championship leader after Rockingham and maintained that through Snetterton as well. Really making his mark on the championship is Harry Gooding. First year driver, so this is Harry's 10th start. If we look at the number of starts, the most experienced driver, Elliot Wilson, with 29 starts in the championship, 26 starts for Cameron Pugh and Lewis Kent. And it'll be interesting to see which championships these guys move on to. We say guys, of course we have had a couple of lady races in the championship since it began. Natasha Hussain, Jess King, who's moved very impressively, of course, up into the senior championship, running in Class D. And the point is that if you're watching this, if you're doing a bit of karting, male or female, this is the place to go, isn't it, to come car racing. So, lights still on the safety car. Harry Gooding has got to do that safety car restart once again. He had no problems with it in race number 1, and there's no reason to suppose he'll have any issues again, starting with Callum Hawkins-Rowe in this one. Callum did pick up that time penalty in race number 1. He'll have learned from that, all part of the process. Then we've got Lewis Kent, the Whittam youngster, in 3rd place. Lewis, I would say, hitting some pretty impressive form at the moment. Lewis was in 5th position in race number 1, and that was off the back of 4th place in race 2 at Snetterton. So Lewis Kent starting to pull things together and looking to get back on that podium, but he's got pressure at the moment from Nicholas Reeve behind him. Then it's Ben Swift, followed by Bradley Burns, and we go racing again. Green flags here, and no problems at all from Harry Gooding, who restarts in fine style. He wants to make it a double here, a 5th career win. I'll tell you what here, another statistic. A lot of people get fed up with my statistics, but they do prove certain points. We'll come back to that in a minute, because we've got a terrific race on here with Bradley Burns up ahead of Ben Swift. You can see still being greeted by green flags around the circuit. So it's Gooding from Callum Hawkins-Rowe. And now up into 3rd place in orange has gone Nicholas Reeve. So Lewis Kent down to 4th place. Lachlan Behrman making progress. There's James Hillary in the number 4. So a good restart. Several drivers taking the opportunity to make up places there. Bradley Burns running in 5th place at the minute. Lachlan Behrman has made progress. He's up ahead of the yellow car of Angus Dudley. Lost a couple of runners in this one from race number 1. The mechanical problems and repairs of various cars taking their toll. And Behrman now goes past Ben Swift, but goes very wide onto the grass. This could be in the barrier. Glances the tyre wall, and how he kept going, I don't know, but that was exactly the right thing to do. And incredibly, Lachlan Behrman only loses 1 place. A lesser driver would have been off the gas, in the tyres and stayed there, but goodness me, Behrman is still on track and heading for some handy points, and he's just got Angus Dudley all over him now. He's going to be a little bit shaken up after that, but it's how you recover from these things that marks you out as a race driver. And Behrman doing superbly. Dudley's going to have a look up the inside line, can't quite get close enough. Third, fourth and fifth go through shot. There is Ben Swift, Behrman, Dudley, then Elliot Wilson in 22. Such a very competitive field. As I said earlier, remember that Elliot Wilson won both races at Snetterton at the start of the year, so you've got talent all the way down the field. Well, Ben Swift running well, but Behrman having a very good look at him at the moment. They're coming up through Camp Corner, and we'll go back through the start. And bear in mind, this is where Behrman had the problem last time out, and he doesn't care about that. He's right on the case, looks down the inside and gets the move completed. Fantastic move by Lachlan as we go back to what is now battle for the lead. And I tell you what, it was close. It's much closer here than it was in race number 1, and Callum Hawkins Rowe within striking distance of Harry Gooding, the race leader. Gooding looking for a third win on the bounce, 5th race of the year. The statistic I was going to throw at you earlier on was that Harry Gooding, in terms of the percentage of starts that he's converted to race wins here, this is his 10th start, and it will be a 5th win, which will make him a 50% race win achievement, and that beats JJ Ross, who had a 44% race win. But anyway, Gooding's got to do it yet. Let's see whether he can do it. And it's still Callum Hawkins Rowe who's broken the circuit lap record here. Hawkins Rowe, that was back on lap 3, so he's had a great race, but the checkered flag is out, and Harry Gooding extends the championship lead, takes a 5th career win, a 3rd win on the bounce. Callum Hawkins Rowe 2nd and fastest lap, then Nick Reeve from Lewis Kent in 4th. Lachlan Behrman, great drive to 5th from Ben Swift, Angus Dudley, Elliot Wilson next from James Hillary, Christopher McKenzie in 10th and Cameron Pugh in 11th. Sadly, an exclusion for Bradley Burns.
Harry, congratulations on another win, but Castle Combe seems to be giving you a lot of safety car practice.
Yeah, there's a few safety cars, but I managed to get a good start off of both of them. I managed to get a good gap and pull away from both of them.
Callum, congratulations on another 2nd here at Castle Combe, and I understand the fastest lap for the championship record. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a difficult race. Lost a couple of places on the start again, but kind of the determination through the results of the previous race, they kicked in, and I was determined to get back up onto the podium.
Nick, you joined the championship as soon as you could at Rockingham within days of your 14th birthday, and here we are only 3 meetings in and 3rd on the podium. How do you feel about that?
I'm really, really happy. Again, I love this circuit, really good. At Rockingham, I had a couple of ups, did have some progress, and then at Snetterton, did have some problems, but now finally found my foot at this track, and I'd just love to say thank you very much to Specialised Motorsport, my dad and everyone for getting me here. Really good car, it worked great all weekend, so I'd just like to say thanks to them.